Right now, your brain is lying to you. It's telling you that one more scroll, one more video, or one more lazy morning won't matter. But that's the lie keeping you stuck. Most men think addiction only means drugs or alcohol. Dead wrong. If you can't sit without your phone, if you need constant stimulation just to feel normal, you're already addicted. I've been there, trapped in that loop. But once I learned what actually breaks it, everything changed. By the end of this video, you'll know how to quit any addiction permanently, if you're ready to face the truth. First, understand this. Addiction isn't what you think it is. You've been programmed to believe addiction is only alcohol, drugs, or cigarettes. Wrong. Addiction is anything you use to escape reality and forget your pain. If you're using Instagram Reels to avoid your problems, that's addiction. If you're masturbating because you're bored and lonely, that's addiction. If you're eating junk food to cope with stress, that's addiction. Even if you're talking to your girlfriend for hours just to escape your own thoughts, that's addiction. Here's the psychology behind it. When you do something pleasurable, your dopamine spikes. You feel amazing. But here's what nobody tells you. What goes up must come down. After that dopamine peak, you crash below baseline. And when you're below baseline, you feel pain, tiredness, lack of motivation, hopelessness. That feeling where you just want to rot in bed all day. Your brain hates being in pain. So what does it do? It seeks more pleasure to bring dopamine back up as fast as possible. You scroll Instagram, you masturbate, you play video games, and for a moment you feel better, but then you crash again, and the cycle continues. The higher and faster your dopamine spikes, the deeper and harder you crash. That's why video games, porn, and social media are so destructive. They spike your dopamine instantly, which means you crash harder and crave them more. And here's the trap. You think you're seeking happiness, but you're actually just covering your sadness with a blanket of pleasure. The sadness never goes away. You're just getting high to forget it exists. The first step: admit you're actually addicted. Most guys lie to themselves. They say, I play video games to relax and socialize with friends. But that's not relaxation, it's escape. One bad match, one teammate mistake, and suddenly your whole day's ruined. And look, video games aren't the enemy. The real problem starts when you lose control, when the game starts playing you instead of you playing the game. So right now, be honest. What are you actually addicted to? Is it your phone, porn, video games, food, sleeping too much? Whatever it is, admit it, because you can't fix a problem you won't acknowledge. Step 2. Find your alternative source of dopamine. Here's where most people fail. They try to go cold turkey. They delete Instagram, throw away their gaming console, and promise themselves they'll never do it again. And it works for maybe 3 days. Then they relapse harder than before. Why? Because you can't just remove a dopamine source without replacing it. Your brain needs dopamine. If you don't give it a healthy source, it will drag you back to the unhealthy one. I used to spend my days glued to my chair, frying my dopamine receptors with League of Legends. My body looked malnourished. I hadn't touched grass in weeks. I wasn't happy with how I was living. So I started working out, and something incredible happened. I slowly played less video games because I was spending more time at the gym. I was learning about fitness by watching YouTube videos, which took even more time away from gaming. And I started getting dopamine from the workout itself because I felt amazing afterward. The gym became my alternate source of dopamine, and it was healthier, slower, and more sustainable. So find yours. Maybe it's reading, maybe it's workout, maybe it's drawing, learning a skill, or even just socializing with friends in real life. Whatever it is, it needs to raise your dopamine slowly, not instantly. Step 3. Get obsessed with something bigger. Replacing your addiction with something healthier is good, but it's not enough. Sometimes your addiction is so strong that reading or going to the gym simply can't compete. That's when you need an obsession. Something so consuming that it takes up all your mental space. Something that makes you forget your addiction even exists. For me, it was starting this YouTube channel. I set goals. I became obsessed with growing. I spent all my time working and thinking about YouTube, and suddenly, I had no time for video games. They weren't even fun anymore. You need to find something to obsess over. Maybe it's a goal you want to achieve. Maybe it's a new hobby. Maybe it's building a business or mastering a skill. Whatever it is, it needs to consume you. When you're obsessed with something meaningful, you won't even have mental space to think about your bad habits. Your mind will be too busy thinking about your obsession, the mental trick that changes everything. But here's the problem. Even with an obsession, there will be moments when the urge hits, that sudden craving to do the bad habit. And this is where most people fail. Here's what you're doing wrong. You're fighting the urge. You're sitting there thinking, don't play video games. Don't play. Resist, resist. And that always leads to giving in. Why? Because the more you think about resisting something, the more you think about that thing. And the more you think about it, the stronger the craving becomes. So here's the trick. Don't think about resisting the bad habit. Instead, think of something that makes you happy, a childhood memory, your parents pushing you on a swing, anything pleasant that has nothing to do with the addiction. Every time the urge pops up, redirect your mind to that happy thought. Don't fight the urge. Replace it. This works because your brain can only focus on one thing at a time. If you fill that space with something positive, there's no room for the craving. Step 4. Fix your mental health. Here's something critical most people miss. You do these addictive things because you feel like crap. And you feel like crap because your mental health is poor. Think about it. When do you scroll Instagram for hours? When you're bored, lonely, or sad? When do you masturbate? When you're feeling empty and need a quick hit of pleasure? When do you binge eat? When you're stressed and need comfort? You're using these habits to cope with negative emotions. But if your mental health was strong, you wouldn't feel those negative emotions as intensely. And if you don't feel like crap, you won't need to cope. So how do you improve your mental health? Meditate for 5 minutes daily. Be grateful for the little things. Talk to people. Get in good physical shape. Be kind to others. And most importantly, stop doing the things that destroy your mental health in the first place. When your mental health is strong, the urge to escape disappears. You won't need the addiction because you won't be running from anything. Step 5. Change your identity. This is the most powerful step, and it's the one that makes quitting permanent. Every time I was in a phase where I liked a girl and wanted a relationship, my urge to watch porn completely disappeared. It was like magic. I became a different person overnight. Why? Because I couldn't see that girl being with a version of me that was a chronic porn addict. So I had to change my identity. I had to become someone else, someone who didn't do that. And when your identity changes, your behavior follows automatically. If you think you're someone who's addicted to video games, you will continue being that person. But if you think you're someone who's already got their life together, you won't even consider playing video games for 8 hours, because that's not who you are anymore. So decide right now, who do you want to be? What does the ideal version of you look like? How does he act? What does he do every day? Write it down, visualize it, and then become that person. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Step 6. Handle relapses the right way. You're going to relapse. That's just reality. Life has ups and downs. And when you relapse, it's going to feel like you fell all the way back to square one. But here's the truth. Relapsing doesn't mean starting over. It means you're human. Don't be too hard on yourself. Filling yourself with negative emotions will only push you back to the bad habit as a way to cope. Instead, forgive yourself. Acknowledge the progress you made. If you stayed sober for a week and then had one slip, celebrate that week. Then, set a new goal for 2 weeks. This way, you're always improving, always moving forward. The path isn't linear, but as long as you're trending upward, you're winning. The real secret. Nobody tells you. Here's what separates the guys who quit from the guys who stay stuck forever. The guys who quit understand that if they're in pain, they don't need happiness. They need freedom from pain. Most guys think, I'm sad, so I need to be happy. So they chase pleasure, they scroll, they masturbate, they play games, and they get a temporary hit of happiness. But the sadness comes back because they never solved it. The guys who win think differently. They don't cover the pain, they remove it. And when you remove the pain, you don't need the addiction anymore, because the addiction was only there to help you cope with the pain. Your action plan, starting today. Here's what you do right now. Take a photo of yourself. This is your before picture. Write down the one addiction you're going to quit. Just one. Write down your alternative dopamine source. What healthy activity will replace it? Write down your obsession. What goal will consume your mental space? Finally, write down your new identity. Who are you becoming? Every morning, read this list, and every time the urge hits, redirect your mind to something positive. Do this for 90 days, just 90 days, and watch your entire life transform. This is your training arc, your transformation season. The question isn't whether this works. The question is whether you're ready to become the person you know you can be. Your 90-day challenge starts now. The choice is yours. That's it. If you're ready to level up and become the best version of yourself, hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and check the link in the description.